junior. Ryan Payne and leading scorer Shea Davis, your 5 starters for Coach Justin Mann here on a Saturday afternoon, and we are underway.
On Thursday, McElroy's defensive effort, Will, you would have been absolutely in love with. So excited to see him control the paint. And I'm really excited to see Shea Davis on the offensive end.
You got to watch that guy right there. 4 points quickly for number 14. Argos settling on offense. Baseline Jay up and good. Like to see the first one go in for Elijah White.
You love him getting the ball anywhere near the rim and in the paint. You almost know it's going to be automatic. And you see that nice little touch for Weish on that float game.
Going to be some size disadvantage inside for McElroy against Terry, the big fella. But that pass a little too long for the intended receiver. Argos get first turnover again.
Yeah, McElroy's not going to be intimidated by anybody that he sees this season in the Gulf South. The way he controlled the boards and the paint in Thursday's matchup, Will, I'm telling you, you would have loved it.
4-2 early. Argos down 2. Shea Davis gets them into the offense. Ryan Payne, love to see the first one going for him. It hits front rim, comes off, rebound, and you mentioned, Taft, the purple's going to fly up and down the court.
Don't blink, Will. This is the game that they're going to bring into the fieldhouse. And you got to make up your mind. Are you going to play quick with them? Or are you going to find a way to slow them down?
Missed 3 on one end, converted 3 on the other. It's a 7-2 game. They go to Kyle inside. He's going to turn. Lefty hook over the top of Page. He misses, and boy, the Trojans, you mentioned it, just get it up the floor, and then now they'll settle into their offense. But they are looking to attack and transition. Nice little move in the lane. How about that little jump hook turnaround by Peterson?
And that's a matchup to watch, to see Payne try to find a way to stay with Peterson. And he went right into the paint and took care of that matchup. Almost a little mouse in the house. How will UWF adjust to that?
100% from the floor so far for the Trojans. The Argos are having trouble finding the bottom of the bucket. You got to get back on defense quickly. Page just cruises in, dumps to Terry. Nice block by Briggs. And the Argos will go the other way.
And Briggs is really Mr. Do-It-All for the Argos. He's close to leading them in points per game, and you already see it. He's going to be their leader in assists and rebounds. So he's kind of Mr. Do-It-All for them.
Shea Davis with a little turnaround. He stuck his right foot in, stuck his right foot out, and dropped a 3.
I think we saw it earlier in the season. Hey, let's get the ball to Shea. Let's get the ball to Shea. And you're seeing it more and more. They're getting comfortable. They know who to get it to score out on the perimeter.
Normally a 33% shooting team from three-point range. The Trojans are on fire to start this one.
They must have had one really bad game.
Kyle turns around, misses his little jump hook from the middle of the lane. Rebound to Esmeraldo. He'll look to push. Gets inside, but is stopped there by Briggs. And the Argos try to D up around the outside. Man-to-man for Coach Mann early in this one. And Shea Davis is trying to guard Page, giving up some size, but trying to stay with him. Turnover up top. Briggs comes down with it, but he does not have numbers. Oh, I thought he was going to Steph Curry that one from deep.
I'm good with it, especially on World Basketball Day.
He will. He says, you know what? No, why not? Misses, though, a little bit short. Rebound to Trevecca. They'll push. That pass is for the referee or one of the cheerleaders. I'm not sure.
It looks like McElroy took a little hit to the face, to the chops.
Maybe off the end of that pass there.
I think it was on that roll.
First substitution will be for Coach Kevin Carroll. He'll bring in Spencer White wearing number 5. He'll check into the game. It'll bring a seat for Peterson. Coach Mann yelling it out, stalking the sidelines. Davis trying to turn the corner there, drops it for Kyle. Jay gets it back. He's going to go around Page. Nice little floater, mid-range in the lane. It looked like Page was using that forearm to ride Shea there.
Yeah, and you saw him stop on a dime to say, okay, you're going to push me? Watch me pull up right here. And the defender just kept going. It's an open look for Shea. He's so much fun to watch on the offensive end.
Briggs is trying to match up with Page now. Esmeraldo into the lane. Backdoor cut. Nice pass. And, yeah, you can't do that. I mean, on World Basketball Day, you at least got a Euro or something. Brings us to our first timeout. 15:42 left in the first half of this one. 12-7 Argos trail on the UWF Sports Network.
Man, I like our squad. Look, you can have it up. I'll wait. But I might be doing this with you.
Welcome back in. Will Kennedy, Taft Bentley with you. Hot start to this one for Trevecca Nazarene, but the Argos pulling their way back in. 12-7 is the score. As we played a little over 4 minutes here in this one early on. You expect Page to do some things. He certainly has. He's got 4 points, but Johnson was 6 to lead the way, and the Argos getting Shea Davis, their leading scorer, untracked early.
They've been giving McElroy kind of whatever he wants in that painted area. Let's see if McElroy is going to stay aggressive or he's going to look to try to find his teammates.
Yeah, he's going to have to, McElroy's going to need to make a few of those in the lane, keep the defense honest.
Well, Trevecca comes out in a zone. A little bit of a surprise for the Argos out of that timeout.
Briggs loses it. Glenn
got
in the game.
hit.
He gets bumped, and they're going to call the foul on Johnson. And he definitely got him. He looked a little confused, but that's a foul.
We're going to protect shooters on World Basketball Day, Will.
Oh, yes. Protect the shooters always. So Glenn will go to the free throw line. Xavier Glenn has been good for the Argos this season coming into the game, and could be a starter, but averaging 10.3 a game. He's going to give you kind of like you talked about Briggs, a little bit of everything.
And he had a great game at Valdosta 2 games ago, so he's had a little bit of a hot hand. Let's see if that can continue.
Gets one of the free throws to fall. Argos trail by 4 now. Perry has come off the floor, the big fella, for Coach Carroll. And Spencer White has come into the game. Oh, too easy right there. They lost track of Esmeraldo, and he ends up on the right block with an easy deuce.
Yeah, Shea got caught watching the ball there. Got to make sure you know where your defenders, and the Trevecca player just kind of stood after that initial bump and was able to have some good fortune find the ball wide open.
Jay Davis, he had the mid-range last time, about the same spot. A little too strong on this one. Argos down 14-8. Esmeraldo pushes, goes to work against Glenn. Giving up the baseline. Too easy. They're going to call the foul. Johnson was trying to finish with the left hand. Not sure about contact there. Looked like he just missed the layup to me, but I'm a little further away than the guys in the stripes. But I do have my glasses on, Taft.
I like it when you bring your A game, Will.
I don't know that I have a B game.
See, I'll be using that one all holidays with my kids.
If they ask, you tell them. I've only got an A game. This is the first. Johnston will convert the second. 7-point lead now for the Trojans.
Yeah, Trevecca back to their man-to-man defense. Little surprise out of that timeout that they went to that zone.
Big Z is going to check in on the next dead ball. Zondrick Garrett. That's a tough miss. A little way too strong by Elijah. The Argos got to dig in here a little bit, down 7.
Yeah, it's fun. We're in the 5th game of the conference schedule. You're starting to see scouting reports coming together. You almost see like Trevecca looks like they're sitting on top of a lot of the Argonauts' favorite moves and favorite plays.
Yeah, you do have the chance to watch more game tape. Good job there of Page forcing an air ball, and the Argos look to try to cut into the lead. Glenn trying to go to work. If Kyle can hit that shot, it's going to be big. Halfway down, comes back
all
out.
but down on that one.
All but the deuce. If they gave you one, it'd be great, but they don't.
Yeah, you should get a half or something for that.
That's the point, right? Kyle trying to go to work, taking some bumps from Peterson. Page straight on, misses the three. That's good news. Good rebound by Glenn. He pushes, takes it down. Thought he had the layup there. Unfortunately, it's a miss. Ties it up on the floor. Jump ball to the Argos. And that's going to bring in Z and LT. Latarian White will check into the game.
It'll be a question that will probably go to a lot in today's broadcast. What kind of tempo do you want to play against this team, Will?
That's the truth. You want to slow it down and force them to play out of their comfort zone. By the way, it's Weish and McElroy going to the bench. Shea Davis will inbound, and we'll see if he can make the math work for you, Taft. I drew up some.
Mathing ain't mathing on this one, okay, Will?
Something special here.
Well, that's the other part that gets me disappointed is that we're so far now into the conference schedule that a lot of these are scouted and they just throw the ball deep.
I would have just thrown it up over the rim for LT, let him come off the bench and get a dunk to start things, but that's just me. Nice pass inside. Was not touched by the defender. Zondrick was making a nice slide down the lane, but that pass was a bounce pass, and I know you don't like it.
Well, more importantly, I think you got to just have a better angle. Whatever pass you're going to make,
straight.
I don't know, and you're going to probably argue with me and say, I've completed them. You don't often see the point guard able to make a bounce pass into the paint from the top. It's got to be from the side.
You got to slide over a little bit. That's too easy. Page right through the lane, and with Briggs behind him, they just lost him again. That's the guy you cannot lose.
Yeah, you're upset because you got them to run a little half-court offense. You got to lock them down when that opportunity comes about.
17-8 is the score. LT turns the corner. He'll get one to roll. Argos are into double digits, 17-10, but up the push. Johnson on the other end. I think he was trying to draw contact. Instead, he misses the layup. The Argos come down.
You've got a numbers advantage. Can you take advantage?
Oh, he tries to flip it. Here come the Argos. Zondrick Garrett can't convert. LT comes up with a rebound. It's knocked out of bounds. It will be Trojan basketball. And those are the ones you got to find a way to get in the
And Zondrick's so good. Big Z is so good at grabbing that ball on an offensive opportunity. And I'm so surprised that he doesn't finish on the left side. That's such a strength for him.
Rodney Bryant up off the bench. He'll check in. Next whistle. Straight on three. Pushed out and pushed in. Nice stroke from Peterson. He's off to a hot start.
I'm afraid of Peterson if he can post up the way he did and hit that trail three.
It's now a 10-point lead, 20-10 for Tribeca. Argos really struggling here to keep the basketball. Pass to the corner. Fire. Well, he didn't even think about that.
That was like behind the goal, too, Will.
Hey, in is all that matters. Xavier Glenn, X factor.
A little Larry Bird-esque on that one.
Oh, Page smooth, but what a nice job defensively. Briggs gets a piece of the shot. Argos go the other way. It was only a 2 from the corner. As far back as he was, that was a 2, not a 3. So it's,
they gave that a 2?
Yeah, it's 20-12 unless they're going to take a look at it with the dead ball. We'll see if they do. Here's a look. Yeah.
I think he's on the line.
We'll go to the break. Argos trail 20-12. Exactly 11 minutes left in the first half of this one.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. and they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Happy holidays to everyone out there. Will Kennedy, Taft Bentley with you here. Gulf South Conference basketball. Trevecca Nazarene visiting the Argonauts at the University of West Florida here on World Basketball Day from the Field House in Pensacola. It's sunny. It's not exactly as warm as we it's like 70 the other day, but today we actually have some winter vibes.
Can I say it's freezing?
I think well, we got
close as we
last
get
night,
to
yeah.
that.
Close as we get. My wife brought the plants in. That's all you need to know. That's how cold it is here in Florida. Speaking of cold, Argo's shooting 31% from the floor, 33% from three. They got to find a way to heat up a little bit, down 20-12, 11 minutes left in the first half. They'll inbound. Eli Brown in the game with Rodney Bryant for the first time here this afternoon. Xavier Glenn, baseline. He went on the right side. He goes on the left side, makes them both.
Eli Brown made a huge impact in the game on Thursday. And he comes in right away and gets an assist, too. Like that pass he makes to Xavier Glenn on that pull-up jumper.
Put his head down, turn the corner. They're going to get Rodney Bryant. They're going to say he put a hand on it. But look at that. Nice feed right there on the replay and a beautiful shot. So Xavier Glenn's feeling it when somebody's hot, right? As a point guard, I'm going to get him the ball.
That is going to be the question as we watch here. Can we see that connectivity we talked about leading into this game?
Good job by X, too, of running a court and finding some open places and using both sides of the basket. And that makes it tougher on the defense if you're not just hanging out in one spot. Inbound in the backcourt to Peterson. They'll set up. A new face in the game is Hank Hutchinson, number 44, playing on the inside for Trevecca. Also in the game for the first time, it is Gus Davenport, 6'5 junior, out of Tennessee on the wing over here. Shot clock down to 3. Pass inside, nice block on the back by Rodney. Also checked in is Drew Blackston, number 13. So some new faces in the game for Coach Carroll. Argos will set up down just 6. They fought their way back in here. And we're going to get a foul called inside as Glenn was running up. They're going to get 15 is the number that I saw flash up. Drew Blackston will draw the foul. It is the third team foul for the Trojans. Esmeralda will come back in, as will the big fella, Caleb Terry. 2 fouls, team fouls on the Argos. Pretty cleanly played so far. Xavier Glenn off the curl. That one looked good, but rims out. Rebound to Trevecca. They'll push.
Yeah, I was hoping for an instant replay on that one, Will. Another great job on the execution for the out-of-bounds under.
Well, that was not a great job on that pass. I think he thought Terry was going to roll in towards the basket. He did not. The ball went to one of the cheerleaders.
Those passes are very hard from the top to entry into the post. It almost has to be like no one is there for that pass to get in there.
If the big guy would have flashed, it would have been great, but he just didn't. They did not read each other's tea leaves, so to speak.
Trevecca coming out in a 1-3-1 zone.
There's the soft spot. Zondrick Garrett, just a little bit too much of a push and not a shot as he misses back rim. Xavier kind of come up with a steal. They're going to get Blackston with his second foul. He had to grab, or Xavier was off.
Two quick ones right there.
2 real fast ones. You can see Coach Carroll's got a deep bench. He's going in there early, as does Coach Mann, as he's already rotated quite a few guys through.
They're back in that 1-3-1, Will. Is there a way that you can get this ball down against the zone?
We're under halfway through this first half. LT hadn't had a shot yet. Let's see if we can get him one. They'll go to Eli in the corner. That's his money ball, but back rim out. Zondrick tips it, and they will say basketball goes to Trevecca.
Really nice execution to get Eli a wide open look into the corner. Like how they're looking for each other in their strongest spots. Great way to start this game for UWF.
20-14, 9:16 left here in the first half. Will Kennedy, Taft Bentley with you here on Flow Sports on the UWF Sports Network. Nice job by LT of coming over and tying up Terry and then just blotted out by Big Z.
Do we need to get a new ball? Is there any air left in that one?
May have Tom Brady that basketball. Look at Big Z just
goodness
with the left
gracious.
He just kind of hung in the air there, which I know defies gravity, but that was nice. What a nice.
So he blitzed that ball screen, which caused then a switch, and he was able to come back and make up for that blitz.
They'll get a nice little globe, try to weave going. Esmeralda going to work against Rodney Bryant. They'll switch on the screen. Nice job by Z of getting back inside against Terry. Shot clock down to 3. Page is the guy, and he just, good offense beats good defense sometimes. That was the case there. First bucket in a couple minutes. In fact, first basket in 3 minutes for Trevecca Nazarene. Argos defense has been good. Nice pass, good drop inside. Oh, good block by Terry. So trading block shots on the two ends of the court. This one gets to the sideline. Argos can't come up with it. So they do bump the table. How rude. Page just trying to work against Xavier Glenn inside. They're going to say on the floor. Taff, he's tough, man. He's got the mid-range. He can shoot it from the outside. He will attack you as well.
Did you see him get physical right there?
Oh, yeah.
It almost looked like Xavier was going to say, hey, look, come in here. You're going to get bumped. And I saw him say, oh, I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that. We're going to play a little street basketball down at the courtyard, the playground. So that is the third team foul on the Argos, first on Xavier Glenn. And, hey, there you go, turnover.
The ops crew did tell me this before the game because I mentioned him, watching him warm up, and just kind of the leadership he was displaying in their warm-ups. And the ops crew said, first guy off the bus, first guy in here shooting, last guy to leave the court. So that shows you I think he loves the game of basketball, and if you were that talented, you'd love it as well.
That's what you want in your star player. How about Rodney Bryant just off the dribble to the free throw line? That spot is there. If you can get there and make that shot, it's going to be big.
And Rodney did a great job getting all the way to the nail. Great pull-up defense, just goes right by.
3 off the wing. It's a forced miss, but the rebound comes to Terry. Rodney Bryant's fighting him, and he steps out of bounds. Argo basketball, actually a travel. So the shooting is cooling off a little bit. They're still 80% from 3, but down to 53% from the floor. The Argos got to find a way to bump it up a little bit. We'll take a timeout. 7:45 left. The score now 22-16 as the Argos trail Trevecca. (22-16) the score. Trevecca on top of the homestanding Argonauts, the University of West Florida. It's Will Kennedy and Taft Bentley with you here on the broadcast. World Basketball Day, which we love. We'll celebrate. And Christmas right around the corner. It's the 21st. Have you done your shopping?
No, it's always on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Because it's the best deals, right?
Well, no. You can't imagine what you come home with.
Yeah.
Like, where did you find this? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It was unclear. Argos settle in here. They've been down as many as 10 here in the first half, currently down 6. Just haven't shot the ball real well, but trying to find a way. Yes, you go strong with 2 hands, guess what happens? You're going to get that.
And that was a beautiful drive. So what beats a zone? We talk about this often. It's going to be ball fakes and penetration. And you saw Xavier, that can be sometimes the advantage when you play against a zone. What can you do? You can actually, on offense, put who you want defending your offensive player. So Don Nelson would probably be the person you would fear the most on this planet zoning, because he would be strategic in putting, okay, you're going to guard him, you're going to guard here. And Xavier did a great job not just catching the ball and holding it. He was very decisive and drove in there, and he gets a shot for 2 free throws. Good
to see both free throws go down. The Argos have struggled at the line at times this year in close games. So you want to see those freebies fall. 4-point game now. Trevecca sets up on offense. Rodney Bryant all over Esmeralda. They're going to get him with a bump. That's going to be the second on number 2. Deuce is wild. Rodney picks up another quick one. We'll see if Coach Mann with 7:20 left. Do you go back and bring Shea Davis in now? You let Rodney roll the dice a little bit.
You also have Brooks. Okay, he plays a little bit of that makeshift point guard role. I almost feel like he's more of the point guard even when Shea's in.
Eli turned. A nice Zondrick Garrett just blocks the shot. Page is down on the other end. X lost the ball a little bit there. LT comes up with it. Free throw line extended, knocks down the J, and it's a 2-point game. Argos on a nice run here. Have scored 6 straight.
Page looked like he hit his head on the floor.
I wonder about that. He just dribbled off his foot out of bounds, too. He wanted to kick him out.
He was slow to get up. It really looked like he hit his head on the floor.
He's getting a little break here as the ball went into the hallway, so that kills a little time. Page not exactly rushing to bring the basketball back out. Our friend Dakota Lee's going down there. Nice job here on the replay, though. Just coming up with that loose ball. No hesitation from LT as he pulls the trigger, knocks down the jump shot. The Argos suddenly, it's a 2-point game. That's as close as it's been since 4-2. He's going off the court here.
Oh, they called it. Coach Mann worked him into that.
Coach Mann saying that you've got 5 on the floor and you got a player coming across the floor. He's got to go down the side, right?
He needs to get off the court as fast as possible, but you can see, Will, he's not feeling good. He hit his head on the floor.
You may have to go to the protocol here, although, I don't know who does that here in this game.
You're worried about, Page is such a talent. I want to watch him play today. I don't want him to be hurt, but more importantly, please check him out because his head hit the floor.
Already with 8 points in 13 minutes. I don't think he's come off the court yet till now. And, Page he's 3 for 7. He's hit a 3 as well. Made that free throw to start the game. He's an integral part for this Trevecca Nazarene team. And, I didn't see it happen, but you can kind of see right after the way he was holding his head.
Well, I was trying to see through the traffic on that Zondrick block, and I was able to see him, and his head smacked the floor, which is immediately I was like, oh, no, are you okay? And it took him a while to get up.
Coach Mann is not liking what he's being told here, which is probably that, we shouldn't have started play. We should have let him get to the bench. But he's got there were 6 players on the court.
It's always a blast when they call a technical, and then they come back to you and say, just kidding.
Yeah.
Just joking. Like, if you called it, we got to go with it.
He was on the court. There were 6 guys in purple on the court.
Yeah.
You play. I do not understand this. I'm all for protecting a guy who's got a head injury, but that's on the refs right there. Argos swinging around. Chance to tie or take the lead here. Xavier Glenn, nice dump pass inside. They'll go to LT, and he'll finish strong. We're all tied up.
Muscle move right there by LT.
Is that a mouse in the house inside?
Has he been reading the suggestion box? LT gets in there?
That's a high percentage shot. I like it. Rodney Bryant comes up with the steal. He's on the loose. And he'll dunk with 2 hands. RB
getting springy down there.
Argos in the lead, 24-22.
Argos first lead right there, Will. Nothing better when it comes off of a dunk.
How about a 10-0 run for the Argos? And Page is off the court. There's Morello. Rodney's got to be careful. Don't want to pick up another foul here. He's got 2.
I would like for you to check and see if this 10-0 run started when Eli Brown came into the game.
They'll go to Terry inside. He gets it and ties the game up. Nice little, that breaks the drought there. As they had gone another 3 minutes without, they've scored in the last 6 minutes to have 2 baskets.
It looks like they can go through scoring spurts, and then it can be a little bit dry for them. So got to take advantage of those moments when they don't score a lot.
Big Z attacks him, draws a double team. Chance to dump that to Zondrick if he would have, but he misses the shot. X does, and we'll go the other way on the push. Blackson goes baseline. He'll fire it out. Argos get back on defense, settle in here now. Bit on the shot fake. Nice drop pass. Beautiful work from White to Terry.
It almost looks like they took your advice from that last play that you wanted the Argos to do. Sharing the basketball. Once you get in the paint, and you're able to draw a defender, that's when you got to look for that open man.
Under 5 here to go in the first half. Page will come back in, next dead ball. LT, that one, another one, in and out.
Half a point, Will. Half a point.
26-24, 3 out of the corner, and oh my. Cold-blooded by Davenport. And all of a sudden, you've got a solid little 7-0 run from Trevecca. That'll bring back 5 new Argos at the next dead ball. Xavier gets inside, rolls it off the front rim. He's down. Zondrik's talking to the ref, and it's 5-on-3 on the other end. Fortunately, it's a brick. It'll go the other way as Xavier Glynn's looking to run.
Oh, we got hit.
Yeah, you got to go up strong. He does. Takes the foul right there. He'll go to the free throw line, but you're going to bring back in Payne, Davis, Briggs.
Line change. We just go with line change.
Yeah, line
okay?
change.
Are you enjoying the pace of this game, Will?
Although, point-wise, it slowed down a little bit because we've had, the Argos have been able to kind of set themselves and dictate a little.
It almost feels like when Trevecca scores, that pace picks up. So I like it when they go through these lulls, the game can come back to earth where the Argos want to play.
5-point lead now. Oh, first missed free throw there for X. That one comes in and out. He'll stay to shoot the free throw. Ryan Payne will wait, but the other 4 Argos who are by the scorer's table will come in. Page will check back in.
Yeah, I think Xavier's got some fatigue right here. He's been playing up and down here these last few possessions. He's got to take a chance and breathe and put this one in because he can get a break if he can get this one to go down.
He gets an opportunity here with the substitutions just to breathe a little. So need this free throw. Cut it to a 4-point game. He makes it, and he'll come out.
If they stay in this 1-3-1, Will, I really think there's an opportunity if you can get it on the side to get to one of those hammer passes where you throw it across court on the baseline. It looks like it's very open. We just haven't had a chance to execute that yet.
Good hand by Briggs as he gets into Page, but Page just turns it up, throws it to Dave Scott, standing out of bounds by the wall over there. So it's a turnover. Argos, I think defensively they've been able to force some turnovers. That's number 11 for Trevecca here in a half. That's a lot.
Well, that's that pace that they play.
1 turnover for the Argos. We'll take a timeout under 4. 3:52 left. 29-25 Argos trail by 4.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
For those who sweat in determined pursuit, and those who meet the morning with a firm handshake and a smile, and breathe between stages of unwavering effort. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Getting a chance to watch some awesome little Christmas nuggets on the video board and hear the team having a good time doing it. Good use of these big video boards here in the field house. Will Kennedy, Taft, Bentley with you. 3:52 left in an entertaining first half of this one. The Argos trail the Trojans of Trevecca Nazarene 29-25. And here we go. Argos on offense. Chance to cut into that lead. They took the lead 24-22 a few minutes ago. Trevecca's had a nice run. The Argos need to answer. They'll throw inside. And they're going to say it was off the hands of Briggs. It's the second turnover of the game for the Argos. They are plus 10 in the turnover category, but that was a costly one. As Morello brings it up. Argos defensively force the ball back out. Page is the one you got to watch. He'll throw it back up top. McElroy left his feet, which you're not supposed to do. They're going to say a block on Ryan Payne. I thought he set up nicely. Couldn't see where his feet were.
Yeah, I think he was in that restricted area because it looked like he was established. But that's the reason they've got that restricted area in there. Scoring is important in this game.
Coach Mann says good job there. Just got to get out a little bit. That'll be the 5th team foul for the Argos. 7 on the Trojans. It'll send Peterson to the free throw line, and he'll make the first. Argos still struggling to shoot the ball, only 34% from the floor. And he misses, but there's going to get a call here. He's going to shoot another one. They're going to say Weiss was in the lane too quickly. Not something you see called very often at any level of basketball. And he misses it. So, what is it? Or Rasheed Wallace says something.
Yeah.
The ball.
Well, what would Rasheed say? I need a shirt that says that.
Oh, we could get that. I want his picture on it in a Santa hat, though. If we're going to do it.
Santa's out there. I'll make sure he gets your request.
Nice little pass, nice little finish. I mean, one of those Briggs got caught with nowhere to go, but he found his teammate Weiss.
There's a lot of good possibilities if they'll penetrate baseline against that zone. Lots of good possibilities.
Penetration against man under the zone causes issues, and that's always been my mantra.
You saw it there. It almost looked like the defense just opened up.
Good defense. They forced a cross-court pass that almost didn't get there. Shot clock under 10. It's now down to 5. Page is going to go to work. He is your get-out-of-jail card. He tries to George Gervin one. He misses it. He's on the floor. He's wanting a call. Briggs has the rebound. We're going the other way. Argos down 3, 30-27. Oh, wow. Wow, boy, got up under him. Kind of threw a little bit of an alley-oop up top, looking for Weiss inside. And Spencer White gets called. I don't think he knew where the ball was, but that's dangerous as he kind of gets under him right here. Yeah. Woo, boy, you come down on that leg. I think he's okay, but that is not fun to watch.
Yeah, you like Briggs seeing his teammate, almost that eye contact that they make. And he knew he had an opportunity to throw a lob right there. Trevecca had to foul on that play.
Weiss makes the first one. Big free throw. It's a 2-point game now. 18 fouls on the Trojans with 2:16 left. We're in that window, Taft. Finished strong in the first half.
Witching hour?
Witching hour. The first round.
I was talking to Josh about that in the last game. I think I confused him thoroughly.
He doesn't know how we roll. 29 now. 1-point game with 2:16 left. Argos hanging in there. Fighting their way back. The game of runs here in the first half. So Page out there. You got to watch him. Argos doing a nice job defensively of switching. Fighting through some screens. In this case, McElroy ends up on Page. Ball is tipped around, and they're going to say it went off of the Argos last. It'll stay with Trevecca. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 1:54 left in the half, and they'll bring back Jakari Johnson. Johnson's been quiet, averaging 17 and a half a game. He's got 7 in this game, but it's been a while since we called his name.
Sure he's okay?
They run a bunch of motion. They do what Taft doesn't want to see, which is throw it back. In fact, into the backcourt. And
Well, this is good for a
Page.
deep shot clock.
Yeah, with a shot clock, Page just gets to the rim, goes down hard again. He used his left hand to push a defender out of the way, so I guess all is fair.
I think that's why he didn't get the call.
Oh, big block on the other end. And all of a sudden, the game has got a little loose. And Page has said, I'm going to go to work with a Euro and cannot finish. Wow, nice move. But, points for the move. You don't get any points for not making the basket. Shea Davis going to work. He'll roll one in on the other end.
Nice little touch.
1-point game again. Approaching the 1-minute mark. Davis working against Esmeralda. Defensively. Seems like Trevecca's willing to run the shot clock down if they don't get something easy and then let Page try to bail him out at the end. This time Esmeralda, what a beautiful job of getting his hip in front of Davis and using his body. And that's a layup, shortest guy on the court.
And you talk about it, you don't always have to play fast, but you got to play at your pace. And you saw how he was able to use that skill to get to his pace.
Ryan Payne, open look, and knocks down the three. We're all tied up 34 apiece.
Get the ball down against the zone. Good things will happen.
That was a great pass to the corner. About a 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Esmeralda goes to work.
You only got only 5 fouls. They get it back to start the second half.
So they're going to run the shot clock down here. Davis is watching the Trevecca point guard. You got to know where Page is. And they've got Briggs on him. He's going to come up and try to set a pick, get in the pick and roll action. Oh, you lost him, and he's going to throw that down with authority. How do you lose 14 on that pick and roll? Argos do get a chance at the last shot here. Weiss loses the basketball, going a little too fast. And it's going to be a 2-point lead for Trevecca going to the